Hello and welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. This is the daily one-card reading, but it is also the beginning of a new energetic cycle of readings on this channel. So that means that we've got to clear the table and invoke the archetypes and the energies that will be presiding over this cycle of readings. Now, the cycle changes are on Mondays and Fridays. That's when I begin a new round of readings. I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit the like button, if you would leave me a comment, and if you would consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, I really appreciate that. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. So let's get to it then. Let's clear the energies that we have for this past cycle of readings, which I think went very well. I'm very, very excited about some of the things that we have in store and what the readings seemed to indicate for us. I think we have really good energies that we're moving into. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is an I-Ching reading, and I brought my little bag of goodies here. This is my personal I-Ching divination kit that I use, and what it is it's essentially a sack full of different colored marbles. See, there are some red ones, blue ones, yellow ones, and green ones, which are kind of keyed to the elements, which I'll explain those in a minute. And then these are my I-Ching sticks, which I made these. I'm not very good with woodworking or anything like that, but I managed to put these together. There is obviously a yang on one side and a broken or yin line on the other side. One side is painted red to indicate when there's a moving line. So I like to use those as well as my beads. Now, the beads are meant to replicate the statistical probability of using the yarrow stalks, right, which is my preferred method. This is kind of something that takes a lot less time, and it's a little bit more functional when I'm on the go or in a setting like this where I don't really want to make you watch me do it for an hour. So I feel like we'll do this today to pick our I-Ching hexagram for the day. Okay. Now I will, maybe I'll do a separate video with some more details about this, but there are red ones which indicate a moving yang line, okay, and there are blue ones which represent a moving yin line. There are yellow and green, which is for a simple yin or yang line that's not moving. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get started. Let's select our I-Ching hexagram, and we're just going to have to draw out 6 of these beads. Yeah, sorry for the noise. It might be a little, I realize that might be a little loud, but it is kind of ASMR style, so maybe that's not a very bad sound after all. We start out with a green bead, which is going to be a simple yin line. We'll put that bead back and we'll select another one. Oh, a moving yang line. Make sure that's the red one. Yep, I put the red side facing me so I know which lines are the moving lines. And this is going to be for the I-Ching energy that's going to rule over this series of readings. Here's another simple yin. Oh, another moving yang line. Interesting. And a lot of these. Moving yang, I should say. And another simple yin. Broken line. I wonder if we're going to do it. I wonder if we'll have complete harmony here with another yang line. Oh, nope. Expectations were not met there. Interesting. Interesting hexagram that we've made. We'll put this front and center. And now what we do with that is we take my I-Ching manual that I have here, and what we would do is look at the first page. Now, I've sent the PDF to some of you. If you want a copy of this I should put a link somewhere where people can just download it so I'm not bombarded with emails. But it is free. I've just compiled this for my own use, but if you might find some use in it, that would be fine too. So we would find the bottom. See, there's two trigrams here, the bottom and the top. So with the bottom one, we would find where our trigram is. It's here. And then for the top one, and this is going to be thunder, so that's going to be over here, number 4. Find where they meet. All right, let's make sure, let's check my work. Yep, so number 40. So we have hexagram number 40 today. And we can't forget our moving lines are lines 2 and 4. So hexagram 40. Turn the page over to hexagram 40. And we have release. Thunder and rain set in. The Junza, the noble person, right, the initiate, forgives transgressions and deals leniently with offenses. Release. Worthwhile west to south, without a purpose in going. The upcoming return is auspicious, is beneficial. If there is somewhere to go, to be early is beneficial. Interesting. Release. Peril leads to movement. See, the bottom trigram is peril. It is water. It is the abyss. It is the chasm. Movement then escapes from peril. See, the top is thunder. This is movement. Right? Release. Release favors the west to the south. To go is to meet the multitude. One's coming return is beneficial and so gains centrality, right? Balance. In having somewhere to go, to be prompt is promising. In making progress, there will be achievement. Heaven and earth let loose, and then the thunder and the rain set in. As the thunder and the rain set in, the hundreds of seeds of plants and trees all begin to crack open. Release's timeliness is great indeed. So we have release. Very interesting. Let's see what the commentary is for this. Excusing and forgiving things is the right position to hold. Okay, so we're releasing that kind of resentment, releasing tension. If there's nowhere to go, turn around and go back. But if there is somewhere else to go, you should hurry up. Tension from opposing forces builds up and releases. So we have liberation, relief, letting go of stress, resolution of things out of order or in the wrong place, readjustment, disentangling, reconciliation, synthesis, alleviation, sublimation, redemption, forgiveness, delivery, deliverance, dispatch, discharge. Do what needs to be done and return to stability soon. The superior person forgives, forgets, and bears no grudges. Stability is more important than fixing blame or haggling over who is right. So the theme here is liberation and freedom, and with everything going on in the world, that kind of seems rather appropriate. It's something that maybe we can hope for, right? Collectively. Very interesting. Let's check our moving lines. Okay, so we had 2 and 4 as the moving line. So 2, in the field, trapping 3 foxes, earning the golden arrows. To persist, to persevere is beneficial. Okay, that's position 2, this one here, this position. Balanced insight into this situation differentiates and eliminates harmful elements. Bullseye. Your suspicions are confirmed. 3 birds with 1 stone. The situation may be in the hands of inferior individuals who use unworthy methods to influence those in authority. You must now be particularly straightforward and virtuous while discrediting their efforts. Good fortune. The line images a situation in which careful discrimination perceives the elements of a problem. Okay. Now, we'll do line 4. Line 4 says, release your big toe. When allies approach, trust them. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Liberate yourself from egotism and allow the trustworthy insights of the self to guide you. Control your compulsive fear or anxiety, and success will come of itself. The image suggests that perhaps you have fallen in with bad company. Abandon inferior influences. There are people who attach themselves to you for reasons of their own. Liberate yourself from this, since it repels valuable allies. The toe is the first line, which is magnetic in a dynamic place during a time of liberation from peril. Free yourself of a compulsion or entanglement in order to obtain help. So these are kind of the ways in which we're going to have the relief or the release of this tension and this liberation and this freedom and this ending to conflict, essentially, right? But now, since these lines are the moving lines, they change. So what we do is flip these over. Now what do we have? Now we have a pure earth hexagram, right? Look at that. Look what it's become. Hexagram number 2. See, well, you can check it here if you want. All yin lines, all broken lines. Hexagram number 2. Find number 2 in our book here. The magnetic. The Earth's disposition is acceptance. The noble person, the initiate, with a generous, virtuous character, sustains all things. The magnetic. Supreme success is the reward of the mare's persistence. Right? The young one will have a purpose in going. To lead is confusion. To follow is to earn mastery. Worthwhile from west and south to gain allies, from east and north to forego allies. Be content with the great good fortune. Perfect indeed is the magnetic's source. Everything is endowed with life, and then in response upholds heaven. Accepting with generosity sustains all things. The character, the virtue of harmony without limits, containing the vastness and revealing the wholeness. The varieties of things are joined in good fortune. The mare is the earth's kindred spirit and wanders the land without limits. Right? Being flexible and accepting brings good fortune, the perseverance. That's the purpose in going. To initiate confusion is to stray from the Tao. To follow and accept is to learn the principle. East to north forgot companions. Nevertheless, in the end, there will be satisfaction. Securing the perseverance leads to good fortune, in tune with a land without limits. Okay, interesting text. Let's read the commentary. Give support to others. Be receptive. If you have a goal and pursue it, you'll end up lost. But if you follow, you'll find the right leader. Seek out new allies, and you'll lose the wrong crowd. By humbly persisting, good things will come. Upholding the world, accepting the givens as givens, tolerating our conditions until they can be changed, gives us all the ground we need to make a stand. From the humblest of our beginnings come the noblest endeavors. We need nothing extraneous to our natures to express ourselves. We begin with what we already have, by accepting the place we start out from. The ego bears the burden of the work. Success is found in compliance with the will of the self. The superior person supports the work through its many transformations. This hexagram describes your situation in terms of the primal structuring power confronted with many forces and obstacles. It emphasizes that giving way in order to serve and yield is the adequate way to handle it. To be in accord with the time you are told to yield, be receptive. This is a pure earth hexagram. So we can meditate on that. We can study these hexagrams. I think what we're going to do is we're going to flip these back to what they were. We had our changing, our progressed hexagram here, but we're going to have the original one as the kind of ruler of this cycle of reading. So we'll keep that one there like that, and that is number 40. All right. I like that. It took a few minutes. Hopefully nobody really minds, but I tend to like using the beads more than the cards. But anyway, let's continue on. Let's select our Loteria card. I'm still learning these Loteria cards. I don't know very much about them. I love the energies. I love the images. I love the riddles that come with each of these cards. What do we have? La Aranya, the spider. The spider, number 33. Let me get my little cheat sheet out. And we'll see about number 33. Number 33 says the spider. Stun it with blows, just don't let her get me. The word is action. Someone means you harm. Be careful. You need to act. Don't wait, because waiting will put you at risk. This situation or this person requires swift, decisive action. This interesting, right? Where we have there's a threat, and there's some kind of conflict, right? We need quick action, and then with the hexagram we have the idea of the release from tension, the release of conflict, right? Of these opposing forces. Well, yeah, wow, interesting. Let's do this Egyptian oracle card. These two seem very poignant with what's going on in the world right now. I've just got to say that. Wisdom. Yeah, wisdom. And this, I mean, pretty straightforward. Wisdom, right? How do we do the wise thing? How do we know what the right thing to do is? You know. Well, let's select the Guardian of the Mystery card, and then we'll get into our daily card. I think this time around we're going to do, just because we did, let's say, a more classic I-Ching reading, we're going to do Mr. Tao, the Yin Yang Duck, as the Guardian of the Mystery card. How's that sound? All right. Okay, now let's select one card to preside over this cycle of readings. And these are all the energies and the archetypes that are going to be influencing this cycle of readings, which does last until Friday. Right? Now, this is going to be a general reading for the day as well as for the cycle. Try to be open, try to be receptive to whatever may come through. I am merely the messenger, after all. And I want you to remember, everyone, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that. Man. The universe, the world. Yeah. First thing that comes to mind for me is borders. Right? And this, you know, I don't plan any of this, right? As you could probably tell. But it really seems like this is so reflective of what's going on in the world now, right? The idea of the universe, the world, the borders, the restrictions, the harmony in the whole, right? This is all of us. This is everything together. This is heaven and earth, right? Everything. And this is kind of, you know, this is an idea too that there's always going to be tension. There's always going to be something to look out for, right? We could go through the world thinking that there's always something kind of out to get us, like this spider, right? Looking for spiders every step we take, ready to swat them or to shoo them away, or as my wife and daughter like to do, kind of pick them up with a sheet of paper and throw them outside on the grass. Unless it's wintertime, then it's a little too cold for them. Interestingly, we kind of call our house the spider house. So it's fun to get that card, you know. But more to the point, though, this universe or world card, this is one idea here is that this world, this universe, is for all of us. We all have to share. Right? We're all the custodians of this. And let's think about it in the sense that if we are all consciousness, if we are all individual drops of consciousness that came out of the same ocean of consciousness, we are all the same. We are all equal caretakers of this world, of this universe. We all have equal right to experience life. Right? In our own unique ways. We are all individuals. We all come from the same ocean, but we're all individuals for now, for the time being. We all have to share this world. And there's enough of it. The universe is very vast. There's enough room here for all of us to have our unique experiences. Yeah. So what I like to see and what I want to kind of see in this card is the sense of like a collective consciousness, of harmony, of finally having an answer to the big question of, why are we all here and how can we all exist together and be together and live in harmony. Yeah. To me, this card is signifying the end, the release of this conflict, that no longer is every step we take going to reveal a dangerous spider waiting to attack us, but we're going to have a release of this tension, of this conflict based on wisdom, and that the situation is going to change. The release will provide us with, what does it change into? But the pure earth hexagram, right? All broken lines, all yielding energy, which is this, the universe, the world. Right? Maybe we didn't get the Fool or the Magus. We didn't get the Ace of Wands. We had the Ace of Wands last time, which maybe would have been the dynamic, right? If these were all solid lines. But we're not quite there yet. We're not quite at the universe or the world yet, or the pure earth energy. It's not finished yet, right? But I'm hoping that this energy, this cycle of things will conclude. Things will wrap up. There will be a conclusion to this, right? This cycle will complete. And perhaps we will all collectively, as a species, as an energy, as a consciousness, move into that pure earth energy where we're accepting, where we're yielding, where we're willing to take everyone into us, right? And I know it's a bit utopian. I know this is kind of a perfect world, right? Where there are no leaders and there are just everybody helping everybody, right? That everybody has freedom of movement, freedom of experience, and, we're helping others as they need help. And I know that sounds like a perfect world. It sounds like a utopia, but I at least want to see us shifting closer to this. And I think what needs to happen, because again, we don't have that pure earth number 2 hexagram yet, the magnetic, the earth, the pure earth. We start with number 40, release. The first thing we have to do is release the tension, is to find an end to this conflict, find a way out of the conflict. And it has to be one towards wisdom. Right? It has to be based on wisdom. Not power, not ego, not knowledge, not logic, but on wisdom, a higher functioning. Right? Because there's always going to be something that we need to swat or shoo away. But maybe there are bigger, again, and I think I said this last time too, that there are bigger challenges for us, that there are other spiders out there that us collectively as a human race could probably take care of quite quickly and easily, right? Hunger, for one thing, right? The environment. But no, we're seeing spiders everywhere. And we think we just need to swat all the spiders, but we're We're the spiders sometimes, right? It's a very emotional time in the world right now. And I'm happy that we've got the world or the universe card. This card rules the sign of, or the planet Saturn. It's very much an earth energy, but it's also has a strong Saturnian feel to it. So it kind of is about restriction. It's about borders. It's about fencing in sometimes. It's about boundaries. And perhaps this is a good time for us to understand our boundaries. Right? What fences are we building in our own life? What boundaries are we setting with our friends, family, whoever else? And should we rethink those boundaries? Right? Well, maybe not should we rethink them. First, let's find out why we have the boundaries we have. We're trying to keep the spiders out. Is there some kind of a conflict that we don't want to release, and so we put up a wall? Right? Why are we restricting this flow of energy? It could have very good purpose. Well, you have to have boundaries, right? You can't let people be too familiar. You can't let people take advantage of you. You can't let people interfere with your will, with your right to have a conscious experience of the universe. But then we also build walls because we're assuming that everyone is a spider trying to get in. And so I think we're keeping a lot of the positive, good love energy out as well with some of our boundaries and borders and limitations. So I think it's a good day, a good couple of days to explore the boundaries, the hard limits that we've set up in our lives, and the more kind of semi-permeable boundaries, why we have the boundaries we have, why we have the limits we have. Right? Putting limits on ourselves, and then having boundaries with the people in our lives, with the energy coming in. Right? Do we need more boundaries in our lives? Right? Are we allowing too much to come in, to get into our inner sanctuaries? So let's examine that. A lot going on in the world, and this is already a 30-minute video. I don't mean to take up all of your time. I've got to get to the zodiac sign reading, so I'm going to do that now, but let's meditate on this today. Right? The world, the universe, how we could all be more accepting, and how we can discover what is preventing, what is limiting us from becoming a harmonious kind of unit, one earth community. How can we change? What do we have to release? Hexagram 40. What do we have to release in order to achieve that pure earth hexagram? Everything is united, right? What do we have to release? Anyway, I want to thank you for being here as always. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising sign readings. Share these videos on your other social media platforms if you're so inclined. Leave comments, hit the like button. Let's try to grow this community, so we can reach more and more people. And I want to thank you, and I love you, and really, truly, I mean it. We're all in this together. All right. Thank you so much.